performance live and in person. My good pal Lemmy from Motörhead. Merry Christmas, Lemmy.
Thank you very much.
You look excellent. Really look nice.
Fairy godfather. Got it right this time.
Nobody really appreciates. I mean, this guy does not dress like this normally. I mean, I even got duded up for the holidays. So, you know, Lemmy, why don't you tell the people at home what you guys have been up to?
We just done a month tour of the States. I hope you noticed.
I noticed.
We made as much noise as we could. You should have noticed. And now we're going to be recording over here. I'm spending Christmas over here having dinner with my good friend Dee Snider.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Mary, you're going to come over. We got a stocking for Lemmy. It's got a hole in the toe. It's really special. But, you know, speaking of an album, it's been a long time between albums. And, I mean, that No Remorse greatest hits thing is really holding me together. But a lot of the fans are waiting with bated breath.
Bated breath?
Yes, bated breath. They have a cure for that. So when can we expect to see some new Motörhead?
Well, we're going to be recording over here. That's why I'm still here.
Okay.
Any chance to get a few days in the States, you know. We're going to be recording over here in January, hopefully. We've been going through a lot of legal stuff for the last year, so hopefully it'll be out by the end of March, something like that, April.
So it's not that you guys aren't ready to record, it's just some legal difficulties?
Certainly not, Beatle people. We are ready and willing to record.
The new Motörhead, man, if you haven't seen them, definitely next time they're around, you better check them out. All right, here we go with, which video is this? The number 4? The number 4 video. Check this one out, baby. It's me. I can guess what you're thinking at this very moment. You're wondering where Rat got their name. I mean, you can see how excited he is. Now, Lemmy, unfortunately, now it's time to say goodbye to all our Motörheads. M-O-T.
M-F-Y. the M-O-U-C.
Lemmy, thanks for coming down. And Lemmy brought a video with him, which we're going to be showing a little later on. So hang out, because we got the big 2 coming up right after this.
Stick around or I'll pull your mother's head off. Hello everybody, this is Lemmy and Philthy from Motörhead. Never thought you'd see us on MTV, did you? But here we are.
And this is Philthy and Lemmy from Motörhead. And you never thought we'd see us on MTV either, neither did I.
And what it is too.
And
so here we are. And this is the heavy metal, what's the name, headbanger thing, our ball.
On MTV.
And, I hope you enjoy it.
And it's going to be very, very good.
Well, we're going to play everything that you've ever wanted to hear.
Don your...
You know, Spike...
Basically, put on your crash helmets, your padded suit, and get ready.
Get your bottle of Stoli, and I'll see you in a minute.
And get ready, because here it comes. It's coming up now, any minute.
And there you have it, enormous American boy and girl listening public. That was Mean Machine by you-know-who. And it was on the video of the 10th anniversary party which we had in England on the 10th anniversary, you know what I mean? And that was when Phil, who shall remain nameless, first came back and we all played. Everybody who was ever in Motörhead played at the end of that show, and it was a real bloody shambles, let me tell you.
It was, wasn't it?
It was, absolutely, yeah.
Exactly.
And now Phil will talk to you about more of the same thing.
I am now going to talk to you about more of the same thing. If you want to see more Motörhead video, you can call MTV and tell them with Dial MTV. The phone line's open Monday through Tuesday at 11 AM East and 6 PM East. MTV plays back the top 10 requested videos of the day. Coming up, Motörhead banger Ball, some AC/DC and Judas. I think that was right anyway.
Judas Freak, I think. No. Judas Pest.
Oh, it's coming up, Headbanger Ball presents some AC/DC and Judas Priest.
This is completely ad lib, everybody, this programme, right? We are not reading from a prompter.
I can't read the edit boards. I can't read.
See?
MTV shovel.
It would have cost them too much to put people from 2 different bands on, you understand? And now, the tour dates.
These are they.
Chicago, Illinois, the Vic Theatre, fine theatres we all know. Los Angeles, P.A.M., California, Berkeley, California, Boulevard. Long Beach, California, San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, one step beyond. And that's it.
Oh boy, I'm skiing great. The chicks are gonna dig me. Whoa, this is great. Vail is great, man.
Motörhead, and this is still Philthy.
This is still Philthy. Good tone, this MTV shovel, you know?
Notice that. Yeah. They've asked me to tell you about this movie that I've just been involved in, see? I am now a movie star. That's why I'm wearing the glasses. See that?
What's the name of it, Lem?
What?
What's the name of it?
Oh, the name of it. Well, let me think now. Oh yeah, it's called Eat the Rich actually, and I play the part of Spider, ex-Motorhead roadie and hero of the Soviet Union, which is probably typecasting. Isn't that right, Phil?
Quite possibly.
And yes, and the first time that Phil came back to the band, you see, was when he appeared on this film set actually with us, playing an actual song by the actual band that he'd never been involved in at all. And it's quite interesting seeing Phil mess up the little drum cues that are an integral part of the number, you know. Anyway, now it's Phil's turn to tell you about the skiing resort.
Yes. So anyway, right, here we go. All right. The skiing is still really good at Vail in Colorado, and MTV's out there this weekend checking out the slopes, you know, slopes, that's like downwards instead of upwards.
Slaloming.
You can't really ski upwards, it's a bit difficult.
Well, you could try.
But, so anyway, they're all out checking out the slopes, and we already had reports today. Check in tomorrow for more. If you want any more reports, if you don't bother, because it's a waste of time.
Switch the TV off if you don't want more reports.
Exactly. But anyway, the skiing's apparently really good.
Really good.
Remember, downhill.
Downhill. Skiing uphill takes a lot of time. Wear your right out.
Yeah.
Now, here we go again. Oh yes, I know what's next. See, I don't have to read that thing. This is Motley Crue, who are a very nice bunch of chaps. I thought they were a load of prats, but they're not actually. I've met them. And Tommy introduced me to Heather, you know, and we sat at the Rainbow, had a couple of drinks, a couple of laughs, you know, and they turned out to be real right guys. And I'd like to say hello, Motley, and you know, keep on, you know, painting and the jockstrap.
What I was going to wear.
What I was going to wear.
Now maybe you'll see my side of things.
We're into another hour of heavy metal on the Headbangers Ball. That's how you say it over, isn't it? You've got Lemmy and Philthy Phil guiding you through with some
video from Whitesnake. Hello, Dave. It's from Ozzy.
Hello, Ozzy.
Another one from Motorhead.
Hello, Motorhead.
Continue 4 in a row with Twisted Sister. Oh, look, there's our names on the screen. Look.
Now then, they said the video we were just supposed to introduce, although we didn't see it actually, because see rings there. See, look, rings, more rings, rings, badges, buttons, badges, buttons, rings.
But be careful of badges because they're very dangerous. If you try and pin a badger on your jacket, you're likely to get in deep stuck because badgers are really fearsome creatures.
Absolutely vicious and vile. Yeah.
Look, see, here we go.
See, look. Ah! You must be a badger.
No, I'm not, but look, see these rings, look, I haven't got any, I can't afford them.
3/4 badger. Now then, that was The Ultimate Sin by Ozzy Osbourne. Who knows what he was before? I used to find him in hotel corridors with his trousers down around his ankles.
Underneath pianos?
Like that. With eyes tattooed on his bum. How many of you knew that Ozzy has eyes tattooed on his bum? Did you know that?
I knew that, yeah.
He knew that, and little faces on his knees as well.
Smiling faces.
If you can ever manage to get his trousers off, then you will find that I'm right.
Good old Ozzy.
Good old Ozzy. We all said that.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, Ozzy. Ozzy. I know you're watching because your name's mentioned. Coming up now, videos from Def Leppard and Unglued Windscreen. And I'd just like to say that I thought Def Leppard were brilliant for hanging on while Rick Allen got better and not getting the new drummer and slinging him out, because a lot of bands I know would have done that, and they didn't. More power to them.
For a man with one arm, he's brilliant. Excellent. Well done, mate.
Yeah. Good show.
Cheers and have a nagila.
Here we are again, Motörhead, yes.
With the shovel.
With the shovel. This is a headbanger. There he goes. Do it again. There he goes again. See?
Every headbanger should always have a shovel.
Have your own dustpan and brush with you, and then afterwards you can sweep up the garbage.
We don't need the shovel anymore, we'll throw it over there.
And maybe you find some money, who knows, you know. Mind you, the audiences these days, they don't leave as much money as they used to.
No, they don't chuck money anymore.
Used to make 40 bucks a night sometimes. Anyway, you what? I know.
Yeah, the dates.
MTV Music News. Lemmy, sorry, the record's stuck.
Good evening, or good day, viewers.
Or if you're in Vietnam, goodbye.
Here's the heavy metal news. Well, here we go. Tesla like to play hard-edged rock and roll, and right now they've got a lot of people listening to their debut album. Mechanical Resonance, I believe it's called, is a hit, and audiences love them and live. Here's one. Here's more. Here's more.
There's more. Right, well, until they're back on the road, Tesla are now writing songs for the next album, and that's the news finished with. So now it's just time. All we've got to say is goodbye, and before we say goodbye, I'd like to say hello. Say hello to Marie. I'd like to say hello to millions of people.
Huge.
Enormous. You know what I mean? I can't begin to tell you.
Basically, it's a.
This is time to say.
It's goodbye. We've got to go.
Goodbye.
This is Melinda and Melissa from Motorhead. You might know them variously by their stage names, Lemmy and Wurzel. How you do?
I'm fine, thanks.
It's good to hear.
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, please do something. Be proper for the people there. You guys just got a new record out, Rock and Roll.
Oh, you noticed that?
Yeah, I did notice that. I was thumbing through the cutout bin. Don't talk like that. It's not polite to be rude to guests. Thanks.
Okay.
Right. You guys. Right. We got a picture of that? We took it. Right. 6 weeks. That's the story in the press kit anyway. That you took 6 weeks to say, well, let's make an album, and then a month and a half you've got one. And
I don't think it was that long, really, was
it? It was less than that. 3 weeks we took to write it, 9 days to record it, and 10 days to mix it. So that's not 6 weeks, is it?
No, it's not 6 weeks.
See? So you were wrong again.
All right. Okay, see what else I can get wrong. We got Michael Palin. How'd you hook up with Michael Palin? Right at the end of Stone Deaf in the USA. That's not even. Oh. Hold it up to your mouth real close and shout at the audio man.
Yo! It's okay, I know about these things. I'm electronically minded. There it goes again. Yes, there we are. Almost.
Can I help you?
No. Certainly not.
No, just looking
That's lovely.
It suits me, right?
So Michael Palin, big fan of you? Just hang out with Michael Palin, or?
No, he was a hero of ours forever, you know. I mean, like, in England, Monty Python has been going a lot longer than ours here, so he's like been a folk hero for years. And we were in a studio that he part owns. So we said, "Go, Muddy, can you bring Michael down?" And they said, "Yeah, okay, he's got 15 minutes someplace," you know, so they brought him in. And he went in and did all the, he did about 6 sketches for us, just straight off the bat. So we just used the one. We're going to use another one on the next album, and then another one on the, you know.
So here's a quick write, too. Right. Well, we've got Ozzy Osbourne and Kiss coming up a little bit, and of course more of, Lemmy and Wurzel.
I used to kiss Ozzy Osbourne all the time.
See, this is Lemmy and Wurzel from Motorhead. You guys got like a movie coming out.
Hey, yeah!
Hey, yeah! And it's an exciting movie, too, with featuring starring parts.
I can't tell you. I'm on the edge of my chair right now.
As a matter of fact, yes, because otherwise you'd fall over backwards.
I know.
It's Eat the Rich with the...
Sorry,
Pardon me. You play, and it's just like this, like spy thriller kind of mambo-gumbo. Explain the movie.
Well, it's about an East End gangster who becomes Home Secretary. And I'm a spy. I'm the assistant to Commander Fortune, who is played by an ex-British soap star. And there's this transsexual black waiter who joins up with an ex-bouncer who has a gambling problem. And they ride a horse together with this pianist from a London pub and a pregnant prostitute. And then they...
So good stuff.
And then
they become terrorists with bows and arrows, see? And they shoot all the people in this restaurant called, I don't know, you kind of bastards, you know.
Well, yes,
it's in the dictionary, who cares? And then they call it Eat the Rich, and they trick the Home Secretary into eating human flesh, and that's it.
Oh, it sounds like a good movie.
Basically, yeah, it's quite, you know, true to life.
Yeah, especially the bows and arrows in particular. And Wurzel, you got like a big scene-stealing role there too.
I've got a huge part in that. Yeah, I play
just boasting
the idiot. You know, I've just got one line to say, which I forgot the words for when I did it. And don't ask me what the words are now, because I can't remember them now either. But I just basically have to go up and ask Lem if he wants to come up on stage and play bass.
And I say, no, I'm being, you know, hard to get. I'm being the shy, retiring wallflower, see?
As much you are now.
Typecasting, you know.
But you got a video from this, so tell the people and say about it.
Well, we've got a video here now, and they're going to show it on your very screen, even as we speak.
And it's called Eat the Rich?
And it's called Eat the Rich, if you don't mind.
Bum, ba-da-bum, bum.
Boogity boogity.
They're still here.
Don't get rid of us now.
They would not go away. But other people have, like, you know, through the history of the band, like, how many people have you had in the lineup?
2, but one of them was a hamburger.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. So, over in MTV Europe, they had, like, the people were just lushing out on Madonna, and so they did, like, a Lemmy day, is that true?
Well, yeah, you see, MTV Europe seems to have a grasp on what's really popular, you know, like, not like over here, you know.
So what do you, like, is this going to lead to other
this
things?
frothy coffee. What?
Is this going to be, like, there's going to be Lemmy merchandise, going to be Lemmy dolls soon, too?
Yeah.
Not dolls, well, you get needles with them, yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you're going to be doing some big, you're going to be doing lots of other movies, too. You're going to have, like, a Lemmy cartoon show.
Yes, well, possibly. I mean, I'm already a cartoon show. No, actually, I'm doing a remake of Fort Apache. Baby, eat the rich.
Boy,
Look at this thing, it keeps going. I don't know, you can't afford proper microphones on MTV. God knows you make enough money. Okay, let's try again.
Wish they'd give some of this shit. So all this makes me think about the wonderful city of Berlin.
What a wonderful city it is.
Who's this then?
They do that
Divided
again.
in half by a brick wall.
Did you know?
Yes.
Not many people know this.
Yes. No.
Before the war, Berlin was flat,
And now?
built on a sandy plain. And now it's on 7 hills.
It was certainly flat
made out of
after
the rubble and the bricks and that.
And
Did you know that?
I didn't know that. And that's the
Not many
kind of
people know
charming
this.
thing that somebody could
Stop
describe
switching cameras on me when I'm talking to you.
to you, that you could tell them if they win the fabulous bang your head against the Berlin Wall competition.
Well, why not, you know? I mean, I'll tell you anything.
Won't he?
I'll tell you any damn thing. I mean, I don't care what I tell. I tell you a story.
But later.
Once upon a time.
It's great to have you by.
Thank you very much.
Wurzel,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure.
It was, wasn't it?
Take special care of yourself. Hey, the movie's going to be out, Eat the Rich is out in January, by the by.
And Wurzel knows karate, okay?
And Wurzel knows karate, and here's Crocus with Ballroom Blitz. All right?
And your head against the real wall.
A man's wall.
A people's wall.
A people's
In
wall.
Berlin. You get money. You get a ride on our bus. It's going to be great. For 3 days in Berlin. Right to Motörhead TV, MTV, PO Box 1211, Radio City Station, NY9 10101. Entry deadline is December the 1st, 1987. So, scroll your name on a postcard, send it in and get ready to bang your heads against the Berlin Wall with Motörhead. Now then, PMRC are like the McCarthy era in America. People are scared of them. But what nobody seems to realise is if you wouldn't be scared of them, they couldn't do anything.
Powerless.
Do you realise that, for Christ's sake? How can radio stations broadcasting across the country be scared of a bunch of assholes like the PMRC? And what do you really think they're going to stop? They tried to stop Elvis Presley from every pulpit in America. They burned Beatles records in public in Alabama in the 60s because John Lennon said that they were more popular than Jesus. The fact that it was true had nothing to do with it. But it was only because people would do it that they could pick up that shit and burn it. You understand?
Nobody was frightened of them.
In Hollywood in the 40s, in the 50s, McCarthy, Red's under the bed, you know, and better dead than red and all of that shit. People in Hollywood were informing on each other, friends, right? Putting somebody else in the fucking hot seat because then they wouldn't be, and saying, I'm not a communist. But the motherfucker couldn't have done a damn thing, and everybody would not have been running around shit scared of him. And I think it's disgraceful. I mean, I hate to say that England is ever better than America, because usually it isn't, you know, but in that case it is. These people would get laughed off the face of the fucking earth in England. I can't understand it.
They wouldn't last 2 days in England.
I cannot understand it. I just don't believe that anybody could attach any importance to what a bunch of shitheads like that have to say about anything.
Can we get a shot of the furry thing up there? It's very nice. This is a furry thing.
Look at this. See that?
Look at that.
Don't you wish you had one just like it?
This is the world's first pure mink microphone.
It reminds me of my cat's
First
cock.
interview I've ever done talking into a hamster.
What's the difference between thrash metal, black metal, death metal, heavy metal, speed metal, thrash metal,
20 metal.
thing metal, what's it metal? What's the difference? You know, I don't know. I can't tell.
Aluminium
All we know is that we're Motörhead. You know, and when we first started out, we were a hard rock band.
heavy metal is a term that's been invented since, you know, long after when we formed. As far as we're concerned, we Motörhead, we do what we do.
Rock and roll band, I always thought, mate.
What would a typical day on the road be like? What sort of shit would happen from start
Well,
to
usually
Shit like this.
throw the girls out the bed,
wake up with a hangover?
scrape the crust off the jeans, stagger out the bus, have a shower in cold water under a tap outside, put on the hat, get on the horse and go out and ride the jolly old range, you know what I mean?
Do you remember the first time you ever got drunk?
Yeah,
What happened?
threw up.
Me as well.
Most people do. But then you learn to love it later.
Actually, I haven't seen you throw up. I don't think ever.
No, well, I don't do it in
You've seen
public
me
that
throw
much.
up. You've seen me throw up.
I've seen you throw up all over the known world, yeah.
I like sticking my fingers down my throat. Actually.
Yeah, he does. He
get off on
likes
it.
it. See, it's heavy metal music.
That's only
making
because you
like
can't get
that,
anybody else to do it.
Mind you, you're not pregnant, are you? Anybody watching does. If you think, I mean, I know that I'm not the boy next door. It's a long time since I could ever lay claim to it. But if you really think that a kid listens to a track from an album and blows his bloody brains out because of it, think for a moment about all the kids who listened to the album and didn't. It's pretty good odds, isn't it, really?
He's going to blow his brains out
What did the album
anyway.
sell, say, 500,000 mil? And out of all them, one kid blew his brains out, so pretty good odds, really. They spent 200,000 people getting on a beach in Normandy in 1944. I hate that, but there's always violence. I mean, there's always a segment of any public gathering that is going to be going for that. You know, I mean, there was less at Woodstock, but then the same year we got Altamont, so you can't really, you know. There's always somebody ready for some of that to show what a big tough guy they are, you know. Hello, you sons of bitches. Lemmy here, was over here, Philthy Animal Taylor on my left, and you're listening, or watching even. I'm used to doing radio, you see. You're watching
Hard and Heavy.
Lewd and Crude, Smooth and the Nude. Dude,
Hard and
fucking
heavy.
dude.
Hard and Heavy and covered in baby oil.
Ever so good, isn't it, eh? Hey? Smothered in onions. So, if you don't watch, keep watching till the end, and if you don't, I'll come round and screw your old lady, okay? For some reason, they want me to answer people's problems. Well, it'll be unorthodox. The first one is a real killer, boys and girls. It's a real letter, too. I didn't believe them, but they showed it to me, and it is, apparently. It says, I am a 16-year-old female. Fix that in your mind. My problem is that I want to make myself look like Rachel Bolan of Skid Row because he's my fave guy right now. Now, here we come to a point. Do you think that Rachel Bolan would want a woman who looks like him? If you do, you deserve to look like Rachel Bolan. I know Rachel Bolan fairly well, and believe me, he doesn't want girls who look like guys, not even pretty like he is. My advice to you, my dear, is if you really want to look like Rachel, have a transplant and put a chain through your nose. But it says you don't look like him, so you must be small, fat and ugly, because he's tall, dark and handsome, right? I don't know what you're going to do, really. I would, your parents thought you weren't serious. I hope they were right. What should I do? I need help. Yes, you may need help, yes. A mental home may be the place for you. On the other hand, unsure is the whole thing. If you're unsure, don't do it. Now then, let's have another one. Here's a nice one, taped on professional writing paper. I'm a 15-year-old girl. So am I, dear, so am I. A couple of months ago, I lost my virginity. That was bloody careless. To a 22-year-old guy. I thought up till then that he was just my friend. Yes, lesson number one. I even told him that I didn't want to lose my virginity till I was 18. That's forward-looking. Because then I would be out of high school, and if I got pregnant, pregnant's not got an E at the end of it, and it's got an N as well. Pregnant. I could take care of the baby. You can't take care of a baby when you're 18 on your own. Well, he made love, well, rather he raped me. And I got pregnant. Nobody knows what he raped me or that I am no longer a virgin. I can't tell my parents. They are already coming down on me about everything else. Sometimes I don't go home for weeks. If I don't know where the father is and I don't have money to get an abortion, what should I do? I don't know, honey. I really don't know. That's tough. Go home, I guess. And that's all you can do. Otherwise you're going to hook up with the wrong people and you ain't going to get no help at all. The only thing you can do is to hope that your parents will go for it and help you out. Otherwise, you're in deep shit. And I'm really sorry to hear it. But it's happened to women I was with. I mean, my first son was born when the mother was 15. She had to take her graduation exams in the maternity hospital. Most awkward. But in those days there was no birth control and there was certainly no abortion, you know. I don't know what to tell you. I have no experience of that kind of thing myself. But the only thing you've got if you're 15 is to go home. Otherwise you're going to get picked up as a vagrant. And you'll be leaving your kid by a bunch of dustbins somewhere. You know? Go home. Just go home. I have a problem with my ex-boyfriend. I have a problem with mine, actually. He never calls, he never writes. I just got out of a mental hospital. Oh, good. Well, at least you got out. While I was in there, I broke up with him. He was in there too. And we both have a lot of problems. Everyone thinks he's psychotic, but I know different. I see. We live in different states. That's probably very good for both of you. He hasn't been writing or anything anymore. Yet when I call him, he says he still loves me. I love Rusty so much, and I just can't let go of him. It's breaking my heart. Should I give him another chance? In Misery, Nebraska. Well, I can understand why you're in misery if you're in Nebraska. The deal is this. If he is a psychopath, he'll kill you. You know? That's what psychopaths do best. Well, that concludes American Forces Network World War II stories for this week, boys and girls. And I'd like you to know that I really don't give a fuck about any of your problems myself because I have my own to deal with. So, good luck and good hunting. You watch the Headbangers Ball because I'm on it, okay? Otherwise you'll miss me. Wouldn't that be a drag? Whoop, whoop. After the Yugoslav tour, and we had to miss 2 shows off the end of it. And then I did about 5 interviews for 5 magazines and they went all round. And then we did 10 days in Germany and Austria and nothing came on stage. So I'd like to think it was because of what I said, but you never know. It could have been a coincidence anyway, you know.
On the All-Star Artist panel.
We rode for a while because we're suing everybody. But now we're writing songs for the new album when I get back. Hawkwind, which is a band I used to be with back in before you were born. And you can't read it actually because it's so psychedelic. See there? There's only 2 tracks on this that I was on. It's Kings of Speed, which was the last track I ever recorded with Hawkwind. And Night of the Hawks, which I came back for because they asked me to, because they thought it would make them more money, but it failed miserably. Not really worth the money. My advice is to steal it if it's all possible. Book about Motörhead. Value for money. Very good. Pictures of me with my eyes shut, just show how clever I am. See that? Kelly Johnson when she had long hair. Probably don't know who she is. She was at girls' school. And now she lives in Los Angeles, which is much better for everybody. Pictures of me holding young ladies by their chests. Both at the same time, actually. Pictures of Phil Taylor dressed as a schoolgirl. Very interesting. 40,000 feet. And, I don't know, that's and a picture, actually, without me in it at all. It's jolly good indeed. Buy it now. Actually, you can't buy it now because it's out of print, but get up a petition and get it put back in print. Good afternoon. As you may or may not know, last year in America a film came out called Eat the Rich. I had the honour to be in this film. It's a whimsical little tale of politics and cannibalism. And here it is. Come on, baby, eat the rich. Put the fire on the son of a bitch. Don't let don't you give me no switch. This one's going home with me. This is the German airplane, the Messerschmitt Bf 109. One of the most popular and unpopular fighters in the Second World War, depending where you were standing. Suffered from lack of petrol at the end of the war and couldn't get off the ground. Still, never mind. What we got here? Ah, yes, Michael Moorplotz, yes. Michael Moorcock, unfortunate name, but we won't dwell on that on family TV, will we? He's a very good author, actually. He used to come on stage with us when I was with Hawkwind and read poetry that you couldn't hear because he was so nervous. He read it too fast, and he would sound like that. But people said, wow, he's cosmic. And no doubt he still is. Okay, what we got here? See this? It's not a packet of cigarettes, actually. It says Deluxe Condoms. Not only are they lubricated, right, they're flavored. Flavored? Lemon, mint, strawberry, orange, banana, and licorice. I ask you, boys and girls, is this what we want to be subjected to? Flavored condoms? Well, listen, write in and let me know which is your favorite flavor. Jesus, that one's awful. I don't really recommend them because, you know, like the ring at the end gets stuck in your teeth, right? And you'll never get a blowjob wearing one, no matter what the flavor is. Ah, yes, saving the best till the last. The bottle of Jack Daniels. All kinds of trivia from Jack Daniels is available. I'd like to recommend it to you. The bag is now empty. I don't see why we shouldn't just make sure it's not a facsimile or a possibly store window dummy. Ready? Remember, only the best will do. Thank you and good night from the Wheel Tappers and Shunters Club, and I hope all your legs go funny early in the morning.
Man behind me, Lemmy. How you doing?
Hello.
The loveliest band in rock and roll, Motörhead.
I get it!
Now, tell me, it's that music you play so damn loud, maybe it's all deaf. Now, you got a record that's going to be coming out in the year 1991, correct? Correct. Now, tell us a little bit about it.
What? Well, everybody, it's going to be out in January. It's a new album called 1916. And we're sure you'll buy lots and lots and lots of them and make us superstars,
now read
which we richly deserve.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Now,
you did such
Ricky, Mad Dog, Rackman.
Thank you, sir.
Los Angeles is generally thought to be a fairly laid-back place, but that will surely change now that Motörhead has moved there. Frontman bassist Lemmy Kilmister and drummer Philthy Animal Taylor are already in residence, and Wurzel the guitarist probably isn't far behind. We ran into all three of them recently at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, where they were playing some tracks from a new album they're working on, and they haven't changed a bit. Take a look.
The only gun I need is the ace of spades. The ace of spades.
Motörhead is everything that ultra-heavy rock ever dreamed of being. Loud, British, and all wrapped up in leather. Despite their Britness, however, band leader Lemmy Kilmister and drummer Philthy Animal Taylor relocated from England this year to the balmier climes of Los Angeles. Deserting the ancestral homeland? Not at all, they say. Just moving on.
We're not deserting England at all.
What makes any difference to anybody where I live?
This was a party with a purpose, of course, to unveil 6 rough mixes for the next Motörhead album, tentatively titled 1916 after a Lemmy tune of the same name about a World War I battle in which 19,000 British soldiers lost their lives.
There were 19,000 young boys to die for nothing, not a yard of ground, is always on purpose. Isn't it? Isn't it? You don't think so? If you don't...
Although 1916 will apparently be a musical departure for Motörhead, the group's unique spirit will remain the same.
I'm still stamping my foot and going, faster, you better.
And we were always saying, slower, yeah, mother.
Over the course of its 15-year career, Motörhead has been a major influence on metal and thrash bands around the world, something Lemmy feels very strongly about.
It's nicer when you see a band like the Almighty who seem to have got the good sides of it from being influenced by it, whereas a lot of the bands nowadays, I'm not going to say any names, but a lot of them seem to have got only the worst aspects of our music, which is just hard and fast and like loud, and that's all they've got.
They still do it as good as anybody else. I mean, and that's been an inspiration for, I think, for every young band coming up in the UK, especially for us.
When I grew up, like when I was 10, 11, 12, I was big time a fan of theirs, and I loved the music from the day I discovered hard rock.
Look for the new Motörhead album to arrive in stores early next year, and look for Lemmy the next time you visit the Rainbow.
Rackman here at the Headbangers Ball is at the Rainbow Bar in Garden Brill. And I've seen you. I've seen you here a couple of times. This is kind of a place where we all hang out all the time. And obviously you're the guys in Motörhead. Now I've been seeing here all the time. I guess that both of you and Philthy live in LA now, right? You live in LA?
Yes, I do.
Look at that town.
Now you live in LA also?
Yeah, me and Lem, yeah, we do, yeah.
What do you think about LA?
I think it's great so far.
Why are you moving to LA? When are you moving out here?
Soon.
Now, from what I understand, you guys came here and you were here about 20 minutes and you got deported?
Oh, him.
You did? Tell us about that.
Yes, came back and we all played. Everybody who was ever in Motörhead played at the end of that show, and it was a real bloody shambles, let me tell you.
It was, wasn't it?
It was, absolutely, yeah.
Exactly.
And now Phil will talk to you about more of the same thing.
I am now going to talk to you about more of the same thing. If you want to see more Motörhead video, you can call MTV and tell them with Dial MTV. The phone line's open Monday through Tuesday at 11 AM East and 6 PM East. MTV plays back the top 10 requested videos of the day. Coming up, Motörhead banger Ball, some AC/DC and Judas. I think that was right anyway.
Judas Freak, I think. No. Judas Pest.
Oh, it says coming up, Headbanger Ball presents some AC/DC and Judas Priest.
This is completely ad lib, everybody, this programme, right? We are not reading from a prompter.
I can't read it, boys. I can't read.
See?
MTV Shovel.
It would have cost them too much to put people from two different bands on, you understand? And now, the tour dates.
These are they.
Chicago, Illinois, the Vic Theatre, very fine theatre as we all know. Los Angeles, Palladium, California, Berkeley, California, Boulevard. Long Beach, California, San Francisco, California, Santa Clara, California, one step beyond. And that's it.
Oh boy, I'm skiing great. The chicks are gonna dig me. Whoa, this is great. Vail is great, man.
Motörhead, and this is still filthy.
This is still filthy. Good tone, this MTV Shovel, you know?
Notice that. They've asked me to tell you about this movie that I've just been involved in, see? I am now a movie star. That's why I'm wearing the glasses. See that?
What's the name of it, Lem?
What?
What's the name of it?
Oh, the name of it. Well, let me think now. Oh, yeah, it's called Eat the Rich, actually, and I play the part of Spider, ex-Motorhead roadie and hero of the Soviet Union, which is probably typecasting. Isn't that right, Phil?
Quite possibly.
And the first time that Phil came back to the band, you see, was when he appeared on this film set, actually with us, playing an actual song by the actual band that he'd never been involved in at all. And it's quite interesting seeing Phil mess up the little drum cues that are an integral part of the number, you know. Anyway, now it's Phil's turn to tell you about the skiing resort.
Yes. So, anyway, right, here we go. All right. The skiing is still really good at Vail in Colorado, and MTV's out there this weekend checking out the slopes, you know, slopes that's like downwards instead of upwards.
Slaloming.
You can't really ski upwards, it's a bit difficult.
Well, you could try.
But, so anyway, they're all out checking out the slopes, and we already had reports today. Check in tomorrow for more. If you want any more reports, if you don't bother, because it's a waste of time.
Switch the TV off if you don't want more reports.
Exactly. But anyway, the skiing's apparently really good.
It's really good.
Remember, downhill.
Downhill. Skiing uphill takes a lot of time. Wear your ride out.
Yeah.
Now, here we go again. Oh yes, I know what's next. See, I don't have to read that thing. This is Motley Crue, who are a very nice bunch of chaps. I thought they were a load of prats, but they're not actually. After I met them. ding. And Tommy introduced me to Heather, you know, and we started the Rainbow, had a couple of drinks, a couple of laughs, you know, and they turned out to be real right guys. And I'd like to say hello, Madly, and, you know, keep on, you know, painting and...
Be obnoxious and do whatever you want, and, you know, I still have to come back here.
You don't want to be saying that to me, man.
So anyways, now you live in L.A. now, right?
Yes, I do.
And why the move to L.A.?
It's more fun, isn't it? The girls
Well, I
wear
know
less
that,
clothing because of the climate. I mean, anyway, I'm English, so it's more fun here for me. If you're American, I guess it'd be more fun to go and live in the Tower of London. I don't know. You know, I think I got the better deal.
So you're happy, but the rest of the band isn't moving out here, right?
Phil Taylor is. But he had a family tragedy, so he had to go back for a while. The other two, I think, will stay in.
Yeah. We'll be back talking to Lemmy throughout the entire show.
Yes, we will.
But right now, do you want to intro this next video?
I don't know what it is. Oh, yes, it's Great White, isn't it? What's to say, Desert Moon?
There you go.
Go on, then. Sing that thing.
That was Queensryche with Best I Can. Look for Queensryche on the road with Suicidal Tendencies. I'm Ricky Rackman. It's the Headbangers Ball. And, of course, my co-host for the entire evening is Lemmy from Motörhead.
No, I'll tell.
We've only got a couple hours more to go. Relax. Anyways, you've got a new album out called 1916, which is a great record. And
yes, it is. It's wonderful.
You haven't had a studio album since, like, 1987?
1918, yes. Yeah, well, we were in court all the time, you know, fighting our old management. And that. They got an injunction on us, so one more time the music stops, you know. So we just had to go out on the road, and then we couldn't even do that. So we were just sitting around waiting for it to get finished. Then we won in court, so then we got back out.
The court thing was with the management or something like that?
It was with the old record company, which was also the management.
Because you are on a new record label now, right?
Well, yes, it is new now, isn't it? Yes, it's Japanese now. It's Epic, Sony Epic.
And the album is called 1916.
1916,
it's out everywhere. Okay, right now,
stop doing that.
Let's take a look back memory lane. And is there anything, we're going to play the video for Ace of Spades.
Remember.
Do you remember this video?
Kind of. I remember all 5 of them, actually. I don't know which one it is. It's probably the worst one. That's usually what you get, you know.
Well, let's take a look. Here is Motörhead with Ace of Spades. Ricky Rackman and Lemmy of Motörhead, welcome back to the Headbangers Ball.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball, boys and girls. It's jolly good shows, everyone knows.
Thank you. And we were talking earlier. Now, Motörhead's been around since the mid-'70s.
Yes, when dinosaurs ruled the earth, yes.
And I was also looking at a list of your accomplishments. You've got quite a few accomplishments. I didn't know.
Should be a bit longer than that, really.
This is just
got all their names on it.
This is just page 1. You were a roadie for Jimi Hendrix?
I was.
I didn't know that. What was that like? You
well,
said, "Let me go move my guitars" or something.
It was interesting. I mean, I can't tell you what it was really like because, you know, everybody knows that rock and roll stars take awful drugs and things, you know, so it's really, I'm really ashamed of my time with Jimmy, you know. But it was really colourful, I'll tell you that. Now, it was great. I got to sit in a chair at the Wings every night and watch him play, you know.
Do you think that at all Jimi Hendrix influenced you at all?
He influenced everybody. He turned the whole thing right around. It's like when the Beatles came out, they turned it all around as well, you know.
One thing I want to talk about, like I said, the new album is called 1916. I listen to it all the time. The song Going to Brazil, that song, to me, I mean, it really sounds like it's got a lot of Chuck Berry sort of in it.
Sure. I mean, it's a 12-bar. I mean, you play a 12-bar. It depends what you do with a 12-bar, see? The rest of the guys in the band, we don't want to do a 12-bar. It's so old-fashioned. I said rock and roll was 12 bars, right. All of it. All Chuck Berry's numbers, all Little Richard, you know, all of them, all that stuff. So it's just as valid today as it was yesterday, Pop Pickers. If you don't like it, screw you. Keep switching cameras on me, don't you? You think you confuse me that way. I don't care, you know.
Don't worry.
I don't care if you get my ear. I don't mind.
I haven't figured it out yet either. Don't worry about it. Anyways, sometimes on the show I've been saying that there aren't many really good tours anymore where they take a lot of bands. But coming this July, there's a show called Operation Rock and Roll that's going to be playing in outdoor arenas, which has Motörhead, Judas Priest, Alice Cooper, Dangerous Toys, and Metal Church. So, I mean, that's...
It's going to be fun stage managing, that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm excited for that show. But right now, we're going to play a video from Metal Church, which is the band that's going to be open. Well, if you haven't figured out, Lemmy is the co-host for tonight's Headbangers Ball.
Excuse me, man, I'm listening to George Shearing. Do you mind?
Making it a very... I won't interrupt you. Making it a very special Headbangers Ball. I saw you in the movie Eat the Rich, and you said you've done some other movies. So do you plan to get back into acting?
No.
Other than what we're doing right now?
Dead boring it is. standing around all day waiting to be told they don't need you. Get there at 6 in the morning, which is really going down well with me. You know what I mean? About the 4th day in, going to a convent in Richmond, which is like 30 miles from where I lived, freezing cold, pissed off, sitting there doing nothing. Oh, it's all right, Lemmy, we don't need you today, but they don't tell you till 5 in the evening. Not even a magazine on the table.
It's kind of like being on the Headbangers Ball, sort of.
Yeah, but it doesn't have wonderful you hosting it. Really.
Exactly. Right now...
Mind you, I got paid for the film.
Right now we're going to do this thing that we call the Ball Buster, and it's time to look at what happened in our last Ball Buster competition. After knocking off King of the Hill, Saigon Kick entered their 2nd week at the Ball as the Ball Busters champion. Their song What You Say beat out Mr. Big's green-tinted 60s mind with 78% of the vote. Tonight's Saigon Kick, which incidentally is my favorite new album, are up against Ty Kiddo's Forever
was
Young.
your favorite new album?
You're one of my favorite new albums.
Distinctly.
One of my favorite. The people that watch the show know everybody's my favorite band. All my favorite albums.
Just because they're
one of my favorite new albums. An album I like. Saigon Kick are up against Ty Kiddo's Forever Young.
That's one of my favorite new albums.
I knew it was. And it's up to you to pick the winner. Watch both videos and call up and vote for your favorite. The number to call is 1-900-370-0100. Each call costs only 50 cents.
Cheaper twice the price.
Exactly. Call twice, it's only $1. Here's last week's winner. Here's Saigon Kick, What You Need. And since you've been in a, I don't know what the term I want to use is. What do you like to be called? A hard rock band, a heavy metal band, or just rock and roll band?
Sorry, I just lost my mind for a moment there. We're a rock and roll band. I mean, we was around before heavy metal anyway. I mean, we had more in common with the punk thing than heavy metal, really.
Now, since you've been around, the first record, I guess, was around 1975. And what do you think about the music scene today? I mean, the hard rock scene. I mean, you guys have always been a heavier, louder rock and roll band than definitely anybody else I could think of at that time.
Well, so it's reaching saturation point, isn't it? I mean, there's about 10,000 new bands come out every month now. And unfortunately, they're all very good, you know. Like before, it was easy. There's only one Eric Clapton. Then Hendrix would come and be a sensation. Now you got all these bands and all do all the Eddie Van Halen riffs and all of that stuff. You know, they're all doing all the harmonics and everything. So you can't tell them apart. And the haircuts don't help, you see.
Right. Because then you have a hard time finding if they're boys or girls.
What we need is more Red Indian haircuts like me, and like what me and Ricky have got, you know.
It's dirt, ladies and gentlemen.
From the East End.
Well, right now, here is a band that's on the... Do you want to intro this band?
I'll intro this band if you like.
Go ahead. Do it, Lemmy.
This is a band with whom I had the pleasure of touring a few years back. Slayer. Nice bunch of chaps. The music would lead you to believe differently. Seasons in the Abyss. Good movie.
Ricky Rackman with my co-host for the evening, Lemmy. We've got videos on the way from Ozzy. We're playing Iron Man, so that's good. We're playing Are You Ready from AC/DC, Sepultura's Dead Embryonic Cells, and a debut from the Cycle Sluts, I Wish You Were a Beer. Great title.
I wish they were all beers.
And
not enough head on them, though.
We were talking earlier about some of the other bands that you've listened to. Are there any bands, new bands that you think are out today that are going to be around for 15 years?
I like Living Colour. I keep saying that in all these interviews. I really was impressed with Living Colour. More the first album than the second, but there again, it's always difficult to follow a good first one. I saw them at the Palladium a couple of months ago. They were real good. Who else? Well, I went up on stage at your place and did Great Balls of Fire with Jet Boy. I thought they had an admirable attitude. All they wanted to do was sort of, you know, keep going till they lay down, which is absolutely perfect. I don't know, of course, when you ask me that question, the mind immediately closes down and you get the busy signal, you know, I don't know. I'll think of something to tell you in a moment when you've introduced this next interesting video from...
The Bullet Boys, and what an interesting video it is.
Wow. I don't know when I've seen a more interesting one than this.
Well, we're going to sit on the edge of our seats just being interested.
I'm already doing that. I'm going
to Bullet Boys with THC
I'm going to grovel on the floor when I see it. My God.
Angel. Ricky Rackman here on the Headbangers Ball with Lemmy.
His co-host.
Exactly. Which one is the co-host? I'm not really sure. Anyways, the album 1916 is out in the stores. Ladies and gentlemen, go out and buy it.
Buy 3 copies.
Exactly. Give them to your friends.
I need the money.
Your parents will love it.
Just send me the money.
Now, did you go about doing this album any different than any of the other records? Did you say, hey, look, we're going to do a new...
we traveled 6,000 miles.
Because you recorded this record where?
Well, right here in sunny California.
And Did the sunny California-ness of it come out on the album?
Well, you can hear the sunniness in it at all times, you know.
It feels very sunny.
Yes, well, it sounds very drunk to me, some of it. But then it's because I know it is, you see. I mean, cheating there, boys and girls, you know. Naughty, really. Shouldn't say that on MTV, should I?
And now that
will hit me.
Now that the record is done, are you happy with the way it turned out?
Yeah, well, it's the first album we ever did that we said it's finished. Always before it was working at the Clarke, you know what I mean?
Right.
They said, I'm sorry, boys, that's solo I'll have to do, you know. Now we said we couldn't do no better on it, so that's a much better feeling.
Okay, we're going to come back talk about some of the songs in the Motörhead album.
Gonna come back
right
soon.
now,
But
here,
now,
you can intro this
right
one.
now, Ozzy, what?
Go ahead.
Ozzy was born with Iron Man, and he is some of the time.
Frackman and Lemmy back on the Headbangers Ball.
Smothered in on him.
And you guys have got, like, I guess, a little club tour going. And right now, we're going to take a look at some of those dates.
Let's take a look at some.
Do you like playing clubs or playing in front of...
I don't really mind. I mean, play the same set anyway, you know. I mean, don't get no extra.
you don't notice a difference in the crowds, whether it's playing in front of 500 people or 15,000?
Well, people always say, you know, in a club it's more intimate, you know, and all that, but I've never been able to do that and play guitar at the same time, so...
Yeah. I don't think people go to see Motörhead and say, oh, let's go get intimate with Motörhead.
Right, really, yeah, exactly. It's Perry Como you want for that, isn't it? No, I think that I'd rather play like 4,000 or 5,000 seat theatres. That's the ideal show for me, because you get a good sound in there, because they're built for acoustics, you know.
Right.
Because in an arena, it's just echo valley, and if you're in a club, you're too close to the stuff, you know.
Wall shake.
4,000 or 5,000 seat theatres, that's the one you want, boy. Tell you. What's
Still
going on, you know? These cameras, the lights on them don't work, you know, Rick.
It's the
So they're giving you second-hand ones.
It's the screw us up. Still on the way is the number 3 Skull Crusher of the week. But right now, from Brazil, here is Sepultura with Dead Embryonic Cells.
Good luck.
Right now,
yes,
I'm Ricky Rackman with Lemmy from Motörhead. Sorry, we were just chatting and then you came and interrupted.
I'm right now, just having a chat here.
You can listen to our conversation.
You know, we're not talking about anything really specific.
Anyways, you're back in the States and you've already done the European leg of your tour.
Yes, this is my European leg.
Yes.
And then I'm going to do this leg later on in America.
So how was the European leg?
In between is the Japanese leg, which we're hoping to do in July. What was that again?
How was the
European tour? Well, folks, I can't hide it from you. The European tour was a hard tour. We all suffered an awful lot. We had to travel on separate buses from the slots, which was a real shame. He's pointing at the other camera. I'm going to go on talking to this. He switched and fooled me before. I'm going to carry on talking to this one and fool him this time. Anyway, the slots were great fun. I mean, they look real good from the back, and that's where you have to watch them from.
So we're talking about right now the Cycle Sluts from Hell, which I guess played with you.
Shall I come in again? I tell you what, look, let's talk about Cycle Sluts from Hell instead.
Funny you should mention that, because we were about to play a video from them. I like them.
Hey, isn't that
cool?
Which one? Okay, now then. These are the Cycle Sluts from Hell, and I've seen their bums more time than you ever will, so
Yeah, while they were playing live, I guess you kind of got to be backstage. You got
Everybody was backstage. The audience was backstage, man.
Well, if you're from New York, you probably heard of them. But in America, they're just about to make a big...
impact.
That was the word I was going to use.
Yeah.
Here are the Cycle Sluts from Hell.
Silence when
Well,
you
yeah,
speak
I've got
to
to tell you the name of the song because it's a good title. I wish there were a beer.
Silence when you speak to me.
Welcome back to the Headbangers Ball. Ricky Rackman with our co-host for the entire evening, Lemmy. Now, I know that you have been speaking a lot on the ridiculous problems about censorship lately. Guess you really have a pretty strong opinion on this, right?
I do, but apparently I can't air it on MTV because this is the second shooting. I said a naughty word, boys and girls. I said the S word, the one you go down the garden for. Well, I don't know what I can say. What can I say, Rick? I mean, what can you say about censorship when you're being censored?
You were a keynote speaker.
Teenage.
You were one of those speaker guys, you know, on the panels regarding censorship and I guess about how ridiculous it is, and you've got your own strong opinion on the whole thing.
Well, it is really, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to censor what people listen to, that's Nazi Germany eventually. They burned the books in Nazi Germany because they were written by people and expressed opinions that did not agree with the majority of the people. The majority of the people are a very unsafe bet. The majority of the people voted Hitler in. So, I don't believe in censorship. I believe censorship has to be in your own mind. What you consider is decent is decent. If you're a decent individual, therefore it will be. If you're not, then you'll get put in jail.
How do you feel about them putting a sticker on your record saying...
Oh, I really don't care. It'll probably sell another 4 million. They sold 2 million for Two Life Crew. Why not? You know, can't do me no harm. And I ain't selling no albums before anyway, so, you know. I mean, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, right? Bandit, straight to #1. What can I say?
So sometimes
Go ahead, put 2 stickers on mine.
So all it does is really bring attention to the fact.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and kids always want to do that. People don't realise that. They're putting stickers on there for the parents. I mean, the kid ain't going in there with his parents, you know, because that would look soppy, wouldn't it? He'd be a sissy then. He goes in with all his gimpy mates, like, and, you know, throws a few bucks on the counter and says, give me that album, it's got a sticker on it, man. You know, and then they sneak off somewhere to the clubhouse and play it. You know, that's what happens. People don't seem to understand this. I don't know why. We've been feeding it to them for years. Well, good luck with your censorship. It won't work. Never going to stop me. I am legend, and I am legion. And there are thousands of us now, not just a few like it was when I started. Too late. We've got young sons and daughters.
While you're on a roll, why don't you intro this next video?
Why not? Who's this then?
It's the #2 Skull Crusher of the weekend.
Is that right? The #2 Skull Crusher? My God, I remember when I was #3 Skull Crusher. Got messy around the fingers, though. AC/DC. They shouldn't be censored either. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. I've been ready for a long time.
Final hour of the Headbangers Ball. We're still making it through. Still on the way is Dedication. It's great to play a Thin Lizzy video, and we're going to play one.
Yes, it is.
Also, Warrant's Uncle Tom's Cabin, and debuts from Sacrifice and Catmandu. Now, you've done some different things on this album, 1916.
Yes.
For instance, a ballad.
Absolutely true.
Motorhead ballad.
2 of them.
So explain the one, Love Me Forever.
Spared no expense. Love Me Forever. Explain what?
Well, the song. I mean, did you feel it was risky for you to do a ballad? I mean, there's a lot of metal bands that are doing ballads.
Yeah, but we weren't one of them. I did feel it might have been risky, but there again, we've been doing all that stuff like what we thought people wanted all the time, and everybody said, you know, keep on doing that stuff. We ain't selling a lot of albums anyway, so why not? I mean, I got a lot more background than just like fast shouting rock and roll. I mean, I do other things too. I don't listen to that all the time. You know, I came from before Elvis. I remember before Elvis came out, right? I remember Rosemary Clooney being hot. Oh, that's
so is it possible that you're doing the ballad because Lemmy's getting sensitive?
No, I was sensitive all the time.
Are you expressing the sensitive side of Motorhead?
I was sensitive all the time. Trouble is the brutal part used to win. Phil Campbell came up with that, with the guitar figure for the quiet part of it, and then I just heard that thing on the end in 5 minutes, literally. And then the lyrics in another 10 minutes.
Okay, well, right now let's take a look.
No alterations, you know.
At the world premiere of a new Motorhead video, which
isn't the one we were just talking about. Yeah.
Wasn't the one we were talking about, but one day, if that's ever video, we will world premiere here.
This is about American evangelists on TV on Sunday. It's called No Voices in the Sky. It has to be drilled. And I'd like you to know that I really don't give a fuck about any of your problems myself, because I have my own to deal with. So, good luck and good hunting. You watch the Headbangers Ball because I'm on it, okay? Otherwise you'll miss me. Wouldn't that be a drag? After the Yugoslav tour, and we had to miss 2 shows off the end of it. And then I did about 5 interviews for 5 magazines, and they went all round. And then we did 10 days in Germany and Austria, and nothing came on stage. So I'd like to think it was because of what I said, but you never know. It could have been a coincidence anyway, you know.
On the All-Star Artist panel.
We rode for a while because we're suing everybody, but now we're writing songs for the new album when I get back. Hawkwind, which is a band I used to be with back in before you were born. And you can't read it actually because it's so psychedelic. See there? There's only 2 tracks on this that I was on. It's Kings of Speed, which was the last track I ever recorded with Hawkwind, and Night of the Hawks, which I came back for because they asked me to, because they thought it would make them more money, but it failed miserably. Not really worth the money. My advice is to steal it if it's all possible. Book about Motörhead. Value for money. Very good pictures of me with my eyes shut, just show how clever I am. See that? Kelly Johnson when she had long hair. Probably don't know who she is. She was at girls' school. Now she lives in Los Angeles, which is much better for everybody. Pictures of me holding young ladies by their chests. Both at the same time, actually. Pictures of Phil Taylor dressed as a schoolgirl. Very interesting. 40,000 feet. And, I don't know, that's and a picture, actually, without me in it at all. It's jolly good indeed. Buy it now. Actually, you can't buy it now because it's out of print, but get up a petition and get it put back in print. Good afternoon. As you may or may not know, last year in America a film came out called Eat the Rich. I had the honor to be in this film. It's a whimsical little tale of politics and cannibalism. And here it is. This one's going home with me. This is the German airplane, the Messerschmitt Bf 109, one of the most popular and unpopular fighters in the Second World War, depending where you were standing. Suffered from lack of petrol at the end of the war and couldn't get off the ground. Still, never mind. What we got here? Ah, yes, Michael Moorplotz, yes. Michael Moorcock, unfortunate name, but we won't dwell on that on family TV, will we? He's a very good author, actually. He used to come on stage with us when I was with Hawkwind and read poetry that you couldn't hear because he was so nervous. He read it too fast, and he would sound like that. But people said, wow, he's cosmic. And no doubt he still is.
But, you know, now that it seems like the hard rock has become so popular, do you hear any bands that you think are ripping Motörhead off?
I really don't know. You know, I mean, I was influenced by lots of bands, but I didn't consider it ripping them off. I considered that it was an honour for them to be imitated, you know, and that's the way I feel about it. If you're like influential on a band that's just starting up, that's a great honour, isn't it? It means you've done something worthwhile, so that's all right with me.
You know, I also read somewhere that Lars from Metallica was once the president of the Motörhead fan club.
Yeah, there's only two of them.
Two Motörhead fan clubs?
Him and his friend on the West Coast.
And his friend was the vice president.
Well, it was a way of getting into the hotel, you see, you know. So, I won't tell you about the first time he ever had a drink with Motörhead.
We'll tell that story as we play the next video.
I printed the picture of him on the first album anyway. So if you want to know, go about the first album, the first Motörhead one. See a picture of Lars au naturel, shall we say.
Ooh.
Cinema verite.
We'll be talking about this one as you guys watch this video. Great video, great band. Here's Pantera with Psycho Holiday.
They're the best kind, you know.
Ricky Rackman and Lemmy here on the Headbangers Ball, but first...
I'm off camera, where am I?
I would like to
Help,
tell
I've
you...
ceased to exist. Oh, go.
But if you've got something to say, please write to us, because
if you've got something to say,
I'd like to hear from you.
If you've got something to write, please write to us.
Exactly.
If you got
I
something
guess
to
if you
say,
had something to say, writing wouldn't really do much good. If you have something to say, put it in words on a piece of paper and write to the Headbangers Ball, care of MTV Networks, 1550. You've got something to say, write to. Anyways, a couple songs I want to mention on the album called 1960, the new Motörhead album. First of all, it's Nightmare Dream Time.
Yeah.
There's backmasking in that song.
I know.
Are you going to tell them? I know what it says, but I've never let the secret out, just so you know.
No, it's a little message for the PMRC, since they're so interested in that stuff. I thought I'd give them some, you know.
So in other words, what you're going to have to do is, because, you know, it's kind of hard to find records on vinyl these days. It doesn't work with a CD player.
It's kind of personal, you know. It's a personal little message, because I feel they're doing so much for the morality of America, you know.
Because I know what the messages are, and I haven't told you guys yet.
Right.
But you're going to have to find a record player. You might remember they're about
Then
this
put
big.
your compact disc on it.
And some of these things, records, are these big black vinyl things with holes, and play it backwards.
Learn to talk backwards, right? Then sink your lips in with the stuff on that track, and then figure out what you just said forwards. Simple.
Exactly.
That's
So
the way I
you're
did it
putting
on
a
the
bowl
record.
of water, too.
Yeah.
Right now it's time for debut from Sacrifice. They're from Toronto, Canada, and they haven't recorded an album for 4 years.
Is it Human Sacrifice or?
Just Sacrifice.
Okay.
They might have been Human Sacrifice at one time.
Yeah.
Their new drummer is named Mark Rosenthal, and their new album is called Soldiers of Misfortune. And here is the first video from them. Here is Sacrifice.
Hey.
That was the last video of the night. That was Sacrifice with Soldiers of Fortune. And I'd like to thank the co-host for the evening, Lemmy.
Thank you very much,
Oh,
Richard.
thank you. It was such a pleasure.
It's absolutely wonderful.
And the shows are going to be starting when?
Cinema Verite, 21st of May in Toronto. If you're in Toronto on the 21st of May.
Well, they wouldn't be getting this in Toronto, so
Put your
if you're
fingers
going
in your
to
ears.
Toronto.
They might, with a dish.
That's a good point.
These are
Never
the
thought of
swinging
that.
90s, man.
They
Everybody
can do
has
that
a little
kind of
dish.
stuff.
No soup, just the dish.
Now, after that, when are we going to be seeing Motorhead in the States?
Well, immediately after Toronto, after we come back down to New York.
If you survive Toronto.
Yes, and not many people have. We're doing New York to LA and a few places in between, Detroit, Chicago, you know.
Just be listening. If you guys haven't seen Motorhead, they're very loud.
Because halfway through the gig, all you can do is see Motorhead.
They're one of the loudest bands I've ever seen in my life. And that's a compliment.
If we're much too loud, we shall probably befoul your mind with all kinds of filthy thoughts.
Which is good and healthy.
Yes, it is, actually. It's not done me any harm, has it?
Also, next week, some of the guys from Primus and Catmandu will be here. And once again, thanks, Lemmy. Look for Motorhead on the road, and check out the new record, too. It's got some real good stuff on it.
Look for Motorhead in the gutter.
And I'm Ricky Rackman. I'll see you next week. Remember to keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the gold. See ya.
Say.
Called Motorhead is the name of this album. And now, here they are doing Chuck Berry's Let It Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, Motorhead.
After 16 years and nearly as many albums, the headbanging legends of Motörhead are back where they belong, on the road.
It's the only life I know. I know it better than I've ever known any home life. This is where I live, man.
One of the highlights from the show is a blistering tribute called The Ramones.
This is for 4 geezers who've been playing this sort of thing the same time as we have, as loud as we have, as fast as we have. I think they're the only other guys who've done that.
Motörhead's new album, 1916, recorded in Los Angeles of all places, is a musical departure for the band. And as guitarist Phil Campbell admits, speed doesn't always rule.
I listen to the Eagles. Welcome to the Hotel California. And Todd Rundgren. Prince. ABBA.
The winner takes it all.
Love me forever. Oh, not at all.
But it was a risk we wanted to take, and if nobody liked it and it fell back on us, we'd take all the blame.
Give me your hand. Don't you ever ask why.
Well, they won't be playing Las Vegas anytime soon. The world's self-proclaimed loudest band says they still crank it up.
I think we're just as loud.
So bad, baby, I don't care.
I'm so loud, baby, I don't care.
I don't think we've sold out or any of that sort of crap which people would expect us to do, because we've done some of the hardest hitting tracks we've ever done on this album.
Motorhead fans are also quite an interesting breed. Here's how the band describes them.
16, scruffy, covered in acne.
Leather jacket similar to mine. Pot belly, even bigger than mine.
Well, we're both really bad at this then. So maybe, okay. So maybe we should get out of it and just say bye. This is Lemmy. Buy his album. Buy his album.
And you'll never hear surf music again.
Love me forever, or not at all. End of our tether, thanks to the wall. Give me your hand, don't you ever ask why. Promise me nothing, live till we die. Everything changes and all stays the same. Everyone guilty, no one's to blame. Every way out brings you back to the start. Everyone dying breaks somebody's heart. We are the system, we are the law, we are corruption, worm in the core, one of another, laugh till you cry, faith unto death, or a knife in your eye. Everything changes, it all stays the same. Everyone guilty, no one's to blame. Every way out brings you back to the sun. Everyone dies to break somebody's heart. Oh, my last love, come on back to me. Love me or leave me, tell me no lies, ask me no questions, send me no spies. You know love's a thief,
Steal your heart in the night, slip through your fingers, bare soul outside.